In today's video, I'm visiting a location that I've previously dismissed for its photographic potential, purely based upon how much visual noise there is. I'm talking about Brighton Marina. I've visited the marina many times, but never walked away with anything that I was particularly happy with. Will today be any different? Well, good morning. I have come out to Brighton Marina. I visited quite a while ago to do a bit of a recce just to see where I could actually get to, because some parts of the marina are kind of blocked off, because if you own a boat here you obviously don't want everybody going down there. And if you've never actually seen it, I made a video about visiting the Rampion wind farm, which is the wind farm that generates a lot of the electricity for the south coast here, maybe just Brighton, I don't know. And I came down to Brighton Marina, and there are some boats here which you book onto, and they actually take you out to sea. And I'll overlay some footage from that video, but essentially you go right up to the wind farm and you can touch the turbines. I think you're allowed to, but he said you could. So if that's kind of one of those things you'd like to do, brightondiver.com. The guy's name was Paul. He's got a boat here. It's pretty quick, gets you out there as quickly as possible. And yeah, what an experience. Highly recommended. But that's not what today's video is about. Today's video is a bit of an exercise in finding simplicity in a busy, noisy environment. So I'm treating this scene a little bit like I do woodland photography, where you've got a lot of visual noise in the scene, lots of trees and lots of branches overhanging one another, metaphorically speaking. Here you've got just lots of boats overlapping one another. If you just had one boat, then it's easy, it's a nice clean composition. Here, what does your viewer look at when they see your photograph? So just behind here, where the sun is going to come up in about 5 or 10 minutes, I've got these two boats. They are almost exactly the same height, and there is the Rottingdean windmill in the middle, and then it's kind of silhouetted against the sunrise, and there's a bit of colour in the sky. So I thought, okay, that's the sort of composition I would look for. This is not my usual style of photography, but this is a personal challenge for me. Trying to find simple, clean images in a scene like this. Now, this is probably one of the first photographs I took that morning, and I would say it's a bit of a warm-up shot. The idea, I think, is there, and there might be a composition that I would be happy with, but the size of the windmill in the frame is just, people are probably not going to spot it. Plus, the silhouette of the boats, it's not very recognisable, so not particularly happy with this image, but a bit of a warm-up shot. Let's keep going. So one of the other images I've been looking at is the reflections of all of the sail poles in the water here, but I've just cropped in nice and tight so that it's a bit abstract, but I think people would figure out what it is. And then there's a slight movement in the water which gives it a little bit more of an abstract feel. So I can feel the sun is about to come up. It's already on the buildings up here. I think that's going to help in the short term, but then there are no clouds above the horizon, so this is quickly going to become very strong. Speak of the devil, there he is. Taking some fishermen out this morning. Okay, now I'm in a bit of a rush to get all the way to the other side of the marina and then all the way along the sea defence wall, because there are no clouds in the sky and it's just going to get very harsh and very strong quickly. If I take you just up here, you will quickly see that we are over the marina wall and we are out to sea. So I have almost made it all the way to the other side of the marina, back where I started, just across from the water. And about 5 years ago, maybe, it might have been longer, I actually photographed this building on the end for the developers, for the owners, and they were based in Dubai or something like that. And back then I didn't have a one wheel, and this was a long slog. It just finished in the summer. So sunrise here was about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I think I had to wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to get special permission because nobody was allowed down here at the time, but I'm happy to say I got some really good images and they were happy, and I got paid. But that's why in particular I was interested to see if we were still allowed down here, and you are. And this is the entrance to the marina. It's a shame that the i360, which is going to be tiny in this image, is not at the top of the pole. But I photographed the Palace Pier so many times, but I never shot it from here. And I quite like the fact that you've got this concrete wall in the foreground, speed limit 5 knots, little bits of red scattered around, and then you've got the pier, which almost looks like it's just sitting on top of the wall. Quite like that. That looks like a nice shot. I think there's a shot there. Constantly having to remind myself, make sure you look behind you. And I'm seeing lots of interesting bits of concrete, curves, shadows. Although the sunlight is actually pretty harsh now, those sorts of strong geometric shapes with shadows really work in harsh light. Might convert them to black and white, I don't know, but here are some of the images. Gritty location, and for most of you that follow my channel, you'll know that I'm an architect, and architects love a bit of concrete. So yeah, it's quite a brutal environment, as you might expect. This gets the brunt of the weather, and if you ever get stormy conditions, a lot of people will photograph this wall from the other side on the beach, because the waves will smash against that and they go flying over the top. But in the right conditions, I think it can be quite photogenic. Well, thank you for watching. It was a little bit different to my usual content. Like I said, out of my comfort zone, but I think you've always got to challenge yourself, try out new genres, do different things, and you never know, you might actually quite like it. If you want to see other topical videos, I'll put a link here to my Rampion wind farm, which is a bit of a classic now. I think that's over 5 years old. So thank you for watching. Watch this video next, and I'll see you next time. Bye.